Hello and welcome to the morning news. My name is Dino. And here is the story. God is great. Grateful Freddie McGregor moves Sumfest audience. An emotional Freddie McGregor thanked God as he performed on Reggae Sumfest Festival Night 2. Sitting center stage, flanked by sons Daniel Chino McGregor and Stephen D. Genius McGregor, the captain of the big ship performed for the first time on local soil following a scary stroke in November last year while in Florida. Moved to tears as he addressed the audience, he shared that there was initially some uncertainty around his performance. "When I got sick last year and Mr. Bogdanovich asked me if I could do Sumfest, I said I would try, but through the Spirit of Christ, I'm here tonight, so God is great and I thank you all for your prayers, your well wishes," said Freddie McGregor. "I love you." Supported by his children Daniel, Stephen and Yashimabeth and the Code Red Band, Freddie McGregor performed hits such as Every Little Thing, If You Wanna Go, Africa Here I Come, To Be Poor Is a Crime, Prophecy and Push Comes to Shove. At the end of his performance, he was presented with the Red Stripe Living Legend Award by Red Stripe brand manager Nathan Nelms and met with rousing applause from the audience. "I think Red Stripe should come with a next beer and call this one Fred Stripe," joked Freddie McGregor as he accepted the award. Nelms said Freddie McGregor has set a high musical standard. The Living Legend Award was actually an award that Red Stripe conceptualized to honor those in the now who are making an exemplary contribution to music. "Freddie, for decades you have been setting that big ship on the ocean, straight across the world to take Jamaican music to a global stage with artistry, performances and hits, after hits, after hits, after hits, and for that Red Stripe and everyone here declare you a living legend," said Nelms. The Red Stripe Living Legend Award was first presented in January 2023. Buju Banton, Marcia Griffiths and Barris Hammond received the award at the Intimate Jamaica concert. A shutdown was planned. Power restoration challenges caused delay, airport to face inspection next week due to ongoing stakeholder concerns. Hours after images and video of a traffic snarl along Palisados Road in Kingston had gone viral on social media, the operators of Norman Manley International Airport, NMIA, sought to allay concerns about a power outage at the facility which resulted in flight delays. The concerns followed on the heels of recent complaints from various travelers about the lack of proper air conditioning and the state of the bathrooms at the facility, as well as issues with flies and mosquitoes in the building. Many of the complaints have been posted on social media. PAC Kingston Airport Limited, PACL, said in a statement that the most recent issue at the airport was due to planned maintenance of one of the main switchgears central to the facility's power distribution system. According to PACL, the maintenance required a full shutdown of all power systems including standby generating systems. It said the shutdown was scheduled for 9 p.m. on Thursday to 3 a.m. Friday. However, due to a challenge in restoring power to a critical piece of equipment, power distribution to airport systems was not restored until 3 hours later. Yesterday afternoon, in response to PACL's explanation of what took place, Daryl Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport, described the delays caused by the planned maintenance activities as issues that shouldn't happen in today's world. Vaz said he would be conducting a tour of the facility next week to inspect the plant and its operations, in reaction not just to Friday's power shutdown but the previously expressed concerns of persons utilizing the airport. It is to look at some of the issues and the complaints that have been coming in from stakeholders there and also passengers, both in terms of the condition of the Norman Manley Airport, and obviously some technical issues as well, he told the Gleaner. Vaz noted that he had not yet ascertained the full impact of Friday morning's delays, as he was awaiting an official report on the incident. Palisados Main Road closed. The outage affected an incoming JetBlue flight and the check-in and departure of 6 flights. For safety precautions, police had to briefly close the Palisados Main Road to approaching vehicles, which led to the traffic pileup. Pasquale, however, stated that these maintenance services are usually seamless. This type of servicing is planned well in advance because it requires a full shutdown of all power systems, including standby generating systems, and flight information systems, and requires coordination with airlines, CETA, Multinational Information Technology Company, and other airport stakeholders including the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Public Service Company and the specialist electrical engineers who undertake maintenance activities and/or repairs which may be needed to the switches. Our regulator, the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, was duly informed and gave its non-objection, it said. PACL said a bulletin about the planned outage was also issued to the airport community on July 14, which informed them that the airport would be closed to the public during the shutdown. All stakeholders were required to vacate the airport by 2000 hours July 20, 2023, and advised that the airport would reopen following the restoration of power. The terminal and airport premises generally were cleared of all non-essential staff in keeping with the plan, and the maintenance operation commenced, it said, stressing that there was no systems failure. PAC Kinston Airport Limited sincerely apologizes for the delays and inconvenience experienced by our valued passengers, stakeholders, and the public. We wish to reassure the public, however, that their rights group seeks to halt deportation of Haitians. The human rights group, Freedom Imaginaries, is making a last-ditch effort to stop the deportation of 29 Haitians from Jamaica. It has written to the government urging it to comply with UN Refugee Agency and Inter-American Commission on Human Rights directives to suspend the forced return of Haitians. The 24 men and 5 women were on Tuesday each fined $7,000 or 3 days of hard labor in the Portland Parish Court. The Passport, Immigration, and Citizenship Agency is now making arrangements to have them returned to Haiti. However, in a letter, dated July 20, Freedom Imaginaries said the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, has warned that conditions in Haiti continue to be dire, and not conducive to forced returns. The UNHCR has therefore called upon states in the region to suspend the forced return of Haitians to their country, warning that Haitians who are returned to Haiti may face life-threatening security and health risks, and further displacement inside the country, the group further stated in its letter. It said the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights has also issued a resolution that calls upon members of the Organization of American States to ensure Haitians have access to efficient procedures that guarantee an individualized evaluation of the differentiated protection needs for asylum seekers, refugees, and other groups. Freedom Imaginaries wants the government to refrain from deporting the Haitians and to work with it to provide them with information on their rights. It also wants the government to assess their protection needs in line with international refugee and human rights law. The group had requested a response by 2:30 p.m. Friday, however, up to that time, the government had not replied. Baker was arrested for using profanity at Sumfest. Dancehall artiste Baker was arrested for using profanity as he performed on Night 1 of Reggae Sumfest, now underway in Montego Bay, St. James. The artiste, whose given name is Ronaldo Billings, was called off stage with about 2 minutes remaining in his set after he ignored warnings to desist from using expletives. Baker was taken to the police post at the Catherine Hall Entertainment Center, where the festival is being held. "Me go tell any auto artiste way come pan to stage ya tonight. The police are very adamant that anyone a ya curse any curse word you will be sanctioned to the Montego Bay Police Station. Con say me never did a warn Unu," host Pretty Boy Floyd warned after Baker left the stage. He also told patrons Unu can boo all Unu want, Unu na go a jail wid dem. Negril businessman charged for alleged assault and robbery. 49-year-old Sheldon Harris, otherwise called One Dan, has been charged in connection with an attack on a man at his home in Negril, Westmoreland, on Monday. Harris, who is a businessman of Norman Manley Boulevard in Negril, is charged with robbery with violence, assault occasioning bodily harm and possession of prohibited weapon. The Negril police say about 4 a.m., a man was at home when he was attacked by Harris and 2 other armed men. The assailants reportedly demanded money, and when their demands were not met, they proceeded to beat the complainant, ransack his room and steal $175,000. The man reported the matter to the police and Harris was nabbed in an operation on Thursday. Charges were laid against him later that day. St. James teen who was being sought for murder surrenders. A teenage boy who was being sought by the St. James police for murder and other crimes surrendered on Friday in the company of his attorney. Romario Ferguson, 18, also called JT, was handed over at the Freeport police station about 3 p.m. in good medical condition, according to his attorney Donovan Collins. Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis, commanding officer for the St. James Police, confirmed that the teen is in custody. It comes 3 days after a pre-dawn operation by the security forces that targeted Ferguson ended with the shooting death of his brother Adlan Ferguson in the community of Shaw Castle. The police reported at the time that Romariu Ferguson escaped on foot and urged him to immediately surrender to the nearest police station. Collins told the Gleaner that the teen contacted him and sought his assistance. He said he is innocent of these allegations and wants to clear his name, the attorney said. Collins said his client was questioned by investigators in his presence but has not been charged with any crime. The police say they have some more questions and we are arranging a formal question and answer, he said. Suspect in custody for the fatal stabbing of call center worker. The police in Brownstown, St. Anne, have taken a man into custody in connection with the stabbing death of a 22-year-old call center worker on Friday. Andre McDonald, otherwise called Seago, a resident of Trezay District, St. Anne was killed at an entertainment event in the community. It's alleged that a dispute developed between McDonald and the suspect about 12:30 a.m. and a sharp object was used to cut McDonald in the back. Patrons reportedly separated the two and McDonald went home and returned with a knife and attacked the suspect. Another physical tussle ensued, during which McDonald was stabbed in his upper body and collapsed. He was rushed to hospital but later died from his injuries. An investigation was launched and the suspect was held by the police on suspicion of murder.